Hi guys. Um, I was given this dream almost probably a week ago, and I've been kind of like stirring the pot and stewing over it, wondering if I should make a video, and I still remember it. So it tells me this is important. When I get these kind of dreams like I've said before, they're hyper real. I mean, it's like I'm there. It's really happening in real time, and there's so many attributes of either touch, taste, feel, smell. Um, it's hard to distinguish between, you know, am I dreaming? So I was in an office, and I remember the walls were a brown color, like wood, and it wasn't as dark as mahogany, but it was like oak or light oak or something. I gotta count it here. Kind of like this color wood, you know, and yeah, it's dusty, whatever. Uh, but all the walls were like strips, and they weren't vertical; they were all horizontal. And I noticed one thing about the room is that there was a desk, and nothing special about it. But most rooms are square. This was not. Every corner was an angle, and all four corners was like somebody took a box and went and shifted it, right? And so it wasn't straight, wasn't right, and that kind of created tension to me. And so the door was behind me. I was standing. The desk was in front of me, and there was a guy standing there. I didn't notice anything specific about him. I noticed over to my right there was a glass door, and I could see lights behind it and people in there, but it was like a smoked, dark, like limo tent, so I couldn't see in it. And I knew it was sort of like a production office in the sense of like a studio or something else. There was equipment in there, people were doing things. Things were going on in the background, which I think will relate to when I get to the end of the story here of this dream. So I turn and I walk out of the room, and it was kind of like, hey, you need to go to the other side, And I'm like, okay, got to go to the other side of what? The building. All right. I open up the door, and immediately I'm in like a hospital corridor, but it wasn't like a normal like ER or something like that, or intensive care, or even just a regular recovery room, whatever else. It was more like a cross between a research lab facility, and all the walls were white, the floors were white, the ceilings were white, and there was fluorescent lights, so they were super bright. So everything was lit up, clean. There was no furniture or anything else. There was people walking, but nothing else. So I thought it was really strange. Wait a minute, I was in this really dark office with wood. I step out, bam, it's light. Right across the hall, there's a door. White door, brass handle. So I open the door, I walk in, and there's guys and girls, and mostly girls, and they're all in like lab coats or whatever. I'm like, okay, and they had cats, and they were playing with the cats, and all the cats had really good disposition. They were happy. None of them were mean or hissing or anything like that. And one of them was on his back, which normally when an animal is on their back, a dog, cat, or most animals, it's like, okay, they're they're showing that you have dominance over them, and they're also trusting you, like, okay, and you can rub the belly or you can play with them or whatever, but it means a submissiveness and also trust. And so they were playing on the floor with these cats and stuff, and I walk into this room. On the other side of the room I walked in, there was another door, so I walked in there, and it was kind of like a changing room where you could, put on a gown or a lab coat or whatever else. So I looked in and I'm like, okay, it's just kind of a room. There's a bench. I think there was a mirror. I turned. As I turned, as I was passing the mirror, it wasn't me. It was somebody else. It was like I was in the body of this person. And when I fully turned around, it was almost like there was a transformation. Because the disposition going into the changing room was like, okay, ho-hum, nothing, right? When I turned around past the mirror, didn't see the face or the clothing or nails, and faced the door to exit the changing room to go back into that cat lab, whatever, you know, it changed. I knew it wasn't me. I was in somebody else's body, and we were exiting the door into that room with the cats. Now, what I felt was like pure evil. It was hatred. It was hatred, disgust, vile. It was like this person hated everybody and everything. The cats, the people, just like, and the thing that stuck in my head, or his head, was, I want you all to just die. And the overwhelming, just the feeling, it was just like, oh crap, I don't want to be here. But I was in this guy's body. The cats ran away. The people went, the look on their face was like, oh my God. And they ran. Everybody scattered because they could feel this aura of this presence of just absolute evil. And they scattered. He walks out the door, walks into the hallway, looks to the right, those people run and scatter. He looks to the left, and these people run and scatter. It was just like cockroach turned the light on, right? Or the rats scurrying. And it was just like nobody wanted to be next to this person. He walks into the office, right? Across the hall, opens the door, same wood room. And it was kind of like an assistant or somebody said there's, everything's set. Everything is ready. Everything is in place, And it was almost like he wasn't happy like, oh, good, but he was acknowledging it like, it better be. And the feeling was like it was his time to be in that office. And then I woke up. And I kind of, that's why I haven't made a video. It's like, what does this mean? I think it's about the Antichrist, because he left office, went in behind this, into another room, changed, and then came back and went into office. And everything was set up and ready for him. So while the time he was out of office, things were being prepared behind the scenes in that other room. If anybody has an interpretation or understanding of what this dream means, please put it in the comments. Let me know. All I know is it was intense. And it was not a good dream. If it's foretelling something that's going to happen in the future, I don't know. But I know that the two things that really stuck with me were three things. One was the office. And it was askewed and it wasn't straight. The transformation happened as he was turning around. And then the other thing that stuck with me was the absolute evil, when he went back in the office. Anyways, you guys let me know. Love ya.